Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ultimate Career, where we're taking ourselves from zero to hero. You can hear me this time. But yeah, that was so bad of me. I'm really sorry about the Italian Grand Prix. Yeah, my commentary was just everywhere, and obviously you couldn't hear me. So that was great. I'll make sure to speak louder today. So we have the Singapore Grand Prix here at Marina Bay. This is going to be a proper test of endurance. Last year we had a second podium in the back-to-back podiums we had from Italy to Singapore. Obviously in Italy we did finish 6th, so it was pretty good, but not quite matching what we did last year in the Virgin. But we'll be hoping for more of the same here in Singapore. Obviously Jarno Trulli was on the podium here as well last season, so let's see if he can get himself off the mark here at clearly a track that he enjoys. But someone who does need to press on is Lewis Hamilton, as the gap is now 52 points to Fernando Alonso, who is well on his way to a 4th Formula World 1 championship. And yeah, he's going to need either a miracle or to fully pull his gloves up if he wants to get back in the title fight. And it starts here today in Singapore. Let's head to qualifying. Oh god, that's very wide. That was a really good lap though. A second up on Nico Hulkenberg, who's setting the pace early on, but obviously been toppled by myself, and yeah, massive mistake into the final corner. But apart from that, yeah, car felt really good actually. I'm obviously running a default setup. I have been all season long, because you know Legend difficulty hasn't been that hard for us. So I've been trying to find ways to kind of nerf myself throughout the season, and I thought a default setup would be a good starting point. Only 6 more races to go though, so yeah, hopefully next season the proper challenge will start. But for now, we'll take this, and I think that will definitely be good enough to get into Q2 today.
Good work. We're through to the next session.
Beautiful. Yeah, incredible lap to be fair. Only 600ths off Fernando Alonso, of course, he's leading the way, but we set that lap on primes. So we do have a lot of raw pace here today, which is very exciting. Let's see who didn't make it through, however. It's Jaime Alguersuari in the Toro Rosso who's had to bite the bullet in Q1 today. Sergio, very close to missing out, only 10th. Safe from the Spaniard in 18th, but another Spaniard there in 19th, leading the way for the back markers ahead of the 2 Lotuses, Bruno Senna, his teammate, and then Bird and Ambrosio, my former team, rearing the grid for tomorrow. Alright, let's not dwell on this too much. We've got Lewis Hamilton down in P12. He's going to have to turn that around if he wants to threaten Fernando at all. So let's go to Q2. Wow, that lap felt like it was on absolute rails. Can we get these corners right now? Try not to get the DRS open too early.
You're up to 5th place.
Okay, P5, that's pretty good. First time running the options. Oh god, here we go. Classic stuttering right when I'm going through a technical part of the track. I did, just a note, I did turn off realistic damage for this race. I just thought the AI would be absolutely bonkers around Singapore. I can't really trust them around any street circuit. I did trust them at Valencia, where they were quite well behaved at Valencia, but Singapore I feel like that would be a step too far. So yeah, probably going to be a pretty uninteresting race in that regard, but if we can start in P5, that'll definitely be interesting. I don't feel like I need to set another lap now. That was going to act as my banker, but it's clearly good enough to get me well into the top 10.
We're through to qualifying 3. Good work.
And it was good enough. We maintained P5 there, 1,000th behind Fernando Alonso. Getting very close to the Spaniard, but not quite close enough. But let's see who wasn't close enough to get into Q2. Oh no, Sebastian Vettel! He's out in Q2 here in Singapore. Once again, struggling in the Red Bull. And yeah, their mediocre season continues clearly here. Obviously a very hard track to overtake, sorry. So yeah, could be a long day in the office for Sebastian tomorrow. It's looking like it's going to be completely dry, so no weather can throw a spanner in the works for him. So he's going to have a pretty bad race tomorrow by the looks of it, but also going to have a bad race is my teammate. As you can see down there in P17, Sergio, what are you doing, mate? 4/10 off Kamui. Yeah, not great. I mean, Kobayashi still not great in qualifying down there in P16. His teammate just missing out to Robert Kubica there in 10th. Obviously, I'll talk about Sutil there. Hulkenberg and Maldonado, the two Williams out, and Daniel Ricciardo in the Toro Rosso in 14th. He's been pretty good in qualifying recently, but yeah, 14th is probably a bit more realistic for him. But we got the usual suspects. Normally got the usual suspects out in Q1. We got the usual suspects here in Q3 as well. Mark Webber leading the way just ahead of Jenson Button. So let's see what happens here in Q3. Let's go. You join me here 3.5 minutes to go. You know the drill by now. If we get to Q3, we're going to wait until the end to do our one lap here. But we got a lot of traffic in the way, and thankfully, actually, they're all getting out of the way. So yeah, okay, not too wide into there, and let's start our final lap of qualifying. Let's go. Oh, Jesus, that was a little bit too close to the wall for my liking as we approach the final couple of corners here in Q3. Let's ride the curb as aggressively as we can. DRS on. We're going to have to turn it off whilst we go around these last two corners, taking the most out of it as we can. What's it going to be? P3! P3! I mean, it's still 7/10 off of Webber. Wow, incredible lap from those two ahead. But P3! After that, wow, I am very happy with that. Maybe we will get another podium here in Singapore. Knock on wood, of course. But yeah, P3. I knew we had good pace. We were showing it in Q1, and I've been, you know, setting purple sector times, especially in Sector 1. So we've clearly got a decent car around here. But if we can maintain P3 with only a minute to go, that is going to be an incredible starting position for tomorrow's race.
Nice driving. We're third on the grid tomorrow. That puts us in a good position for the race.
Get in there. Thank you, Andy. P3 here in Singapore. What a qualifying. I feel like I've been a tiny bit off it in recent races, but yeah, we've bounced back properly here. P3 just ahead of Robert Kubica as well, who's had a good qualifying performance. Again, is like either end of the spectrum with Robert this season. He's either down in 16th, 17th, or he's up here with us in like P4, P3. Yeah, it's, don't know what you're going to get with that guy this season. Lewis Hamilton P5 with Alonso P2. It's not great. It's, he really needs to be sighing ahead of Alonso, especially at a track like this, where, like I said, it's not the best for overtaking, especially for this game's AI. So yeah, could be another loss here for Hamilton in regards to the championship. But Mark Webber, he takes pole position today with an electric time into the 1:35. So well done to him. He does deserve that. And let's see. Let's take a quick look at the rest of the results here. We've got Nico Rosberg. That's a good result for him, considering his poor run of form recently. Jenson Button down in P7. Felipe Massa P8. Nick Heidfeld 9th. And Vitaly Petrov, I feel like he comes 10th every qualifying session. Actually 3 seconds off the pace in the end. So I'm not sure what happened to him. But yeah, P3 for us. The quickest Brit on track today. Really happy with that. And let's see if we can convert that into some really good points in tomorrow's race, where we need to be finishing ahead of Renault if we want to catch them up. Alright guys, here we go. It's the longest race of the calendar in terms of time taken. We've got the Singapore Grand Prix today. It's going to be probably about an hour for a 50% race, which is just abhorrent. But we'll get through it. Being in P3 is going to make it a lot easier for us today. So yeah, really good chance of good points. Hopefully I haven't jinxed it. But let's go. Our teammate down in P17 though, so we are going to be flying the flag for Sauber by ourselves today, but that's fine. I'm used to it with Kobayashi and basically every teammate I've had. But I digress. Let's have a quick look at the strategy. Going to be starting on those screw-up options we used in qualifying. That's fine, but have a look at this. Another four-stopper like we had in Hungary, where they wanted us to do four prime stints when I've only got 3 prime sets, which someone in the comments kindly pointed out, sorry. So yeah, at least we got a mix of tyre options today. We've got starting on options, going to primes, then options, then ending on primes. So yeah, we're going to be in the pits a lot today. It's probably going to bode well for someone towards the back to pull off a good strategy today. Let's see if anyone can pull off a madness. Well, there's nothing really more to talk about, is there? We've got 31 laps of the Marina Bay circuit awaiting us. Starting in P3, what could be possible today? Let's go to the grid for the Singapore Grand Prix. Nothing to say after that P3 in qualifying. All right, Andy, that's fine. Here we go for the Singapore Grand Prix. It's Wark Mebber. He leads us off. Oh God, I'm rusty. Oh, bit of banging behind. Let's see. I can't really tell who that was. It's a bit too far for me to kind of discern who that was. But we're on the inside of Alonso here. Could we disrupt his day a little bit? Oh God. Webber very defensive in today, although he had no threat from behind. It's myself and the championship leader going down into turn 6, I want to say, side by side, but not for long. He backs out of it and he lets me through. All right, well, he's clearly not making trying to not make any mistakes. He's just going to let us go and probably get us a little bit further on into the race. But we're up into P2 for the Singapore Grand Prix. Alonso going very slowly, actually. Not quite sure what's going on back there, but someone is going very slowly, as you can see on the map. Someone in the top 5 going very slowly, so that could have been Kubica. It could be Hamilton as well. I have no idea. He's completely holding up the rest of the field there, just as we go over the Anderson Bridge. But we need to focus on our race now. Mark Webber not exactly getting away from us. Already a 2-second gap to Alonso behind, so yeah, we have a lot of pace carrying on from qualifying as we're about to finish lap 1 of 31 here. It's going to be a very long race, but at least the oh God, I can't even talk. I've been talking for way too long, haven't I? The 4 pit stops should break up this race for us.
Car behind has some minor damage to his front wing. Doesn't look too serious.
Okay, well, Alonso clearly missing a little bit of his front wing. I'm not sure if he lost it on me or maybe into turn 1. I'm not quite sure, but clearly
Posted the fastest lap of the race.
that's a good pace from Vettel. Obviously, he started in P12, so he's going to be trying to make his way throughout the pack there.
Pace is good.
Thank you, Andy. Obviously, very verbose during the race, but he doesn't want to give me any encouragement at the start of the race, so yeah, very professional clearly. Yeah, lap 3 now. It's probably halfway through lap 3 as we head into the Singapore Sling. Once again, what a series of corners they were. The version of the Singapore Sling now is just woke nonsense. I wish they would bring that back. The little 3 apex corner, literally carnage whenever anyone went through there. But anyway, yeah. Still P2, kind of maintaining the status quo here. Kind of staying within a second of Webber 2 seconds ahead of Alonso. So I'm kind of staying put for now. Not really imposing a massive threat on the Red Bull driver, but we've got our first pit stop in just 2 laps time. So we'll see how the strategy plays out. I'm kind of worried because normally the AI are quite a little bit better on their tyres. So the 3-stop strategy could be quite lucrative for anyone who wants to try it today. Surely someone's going to be trying it. But yeah, that whole fracas at the start with someone going very slowly. I think it was Kubica. I'm pretty certain. I haven't looked at the race director, but I think it was Kubica. That's going to kind of ruin your race, isn't it? Right at the start. But there's a long way to go. Anything can happen. Oh my god, these tyres. I feel like I'm driving on butter right now as here we go into the pit lane. I think Alonso's in behind us, but Webber obviously staying out. We can't even keep the car stable on pit entry, which is clearly a sign to get these tyres off. As Heidfeld is going past as well. Let's see if he can get a good strategy in today.
Go now.
Nice. Haven't been held up by anyone. Oh, Alonso's going to get massively held up. He had to change his front wing, remember. So
there's some traffic at the pit exit. Watch out as you rejoin the track.
yeah, he's lost out a huge chunk of time, has Alonso. Has re-emerged right ahead of Perez, who's having a bit of a ding-dong with Al-Ghashwari right behind us.
You have 3 stops remaining.
So it's quite important to get out ahead of these two who are clearly battling, but for how long am I going to stay ahead? Perez having a sniff down my inside as I made the mistake there, and I probably actually hindered his run onto the straight, but I think he should have the speed to stay ahead. But yeah, like I said, it's good for us to re-emerge ahead of my teammate here, not get held up, and be clean up ahead of us. So we've moved up into 6th. I think Mark, did you see that? Did you see that? In the wall there was debris. Am I bugging? I might be bugging, but I swear I saw debris in the wall as we went past it. But Mark Webber is out of this race. I'm certain of it. I'm certain of it. Go back, look at the standings. You will see Mark Webber has just retired from this race. So I think that's only the second mechanical DNF of the season, I'm pretty sure, and they've both been for Red Bull. So yeah, horrific luck for them. But we're in the lead of this race. We're in the net lead of this race right now. As wow, that has really turned everything on its head. Are we going to have a huge amount of luck once again in this race? Oh god, yeah, clearly got a long way to go, but it's looking really, really good for us so far. Oh, nice. Couple more people into the pits. Not quite sure why Andy's telling me about Rosberg's strategy, as I'm not quite racing Rosberg today, but Maldonado. Pardon me, Maldonado clearly staying out. So is Maldonado on a 3-stop? This could be for position. Jesus Christ, if I'm battling Pastor Maldonado for today's race win, that is absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Let's see if I can catch up to him. We could see what tyres he's on. He could be on primes, but if he's on options, he could be a serious contender for today's race win. Jesus Christ, I did not think I'd be saying that 7 laps ago. Alright, end of lap 7 here, and Maldonado is into the pits. Oh, can you just about see that as I managed to make my way around the last 2 turns? I don't know if you caught a glimpse of that, but he is, or was, on option tyres, so we could be battling Pastor Maldonado for today's race win. Jesus Christ, who would have bet on that? Myself and Maldonado fighting for the Singapore Grand Prix race win. Hopefully I haven't just jinxed it, but we are so far ahead of Alonso now. I'm not even sure how big the gap is. It must be getting close to 10 seconds. He obviously had a horrific pit stop. So, yeah, 8 seconds is the gap, just under. And if we keep setting fastest laps here, that's just going to keep increasing. So yeah, everything is looking very, very rosy for us. We just can't get complacent here because we have so much longer to go. Oh my days, what am I doing?
Front wing's taken some slight damage. Stay out unless it's causing you problems.
God's sake. Well, I'm very glad I took realistic damage off. Jesus Christ. We lost a chunk of our front wing there. Yeah, like I said, complacency just creeping in at the minute. Obviously I'm out here all alone. Nothing to keep me on my toes. And yeah, we're on lap 11 now, and we're going to have to change our front wing, as it looks like Alonso's come in for his second stop, so he clearly went to options for his second stint. And yeah, the gap behind to Button, 12 seconds. Obviously it was a lot further than that before our mistake. Yeah, I'm very thankful that I took realistic damage off. And, oh God, nearly clattering the wall again. Just need to stay focused. Just need to stay focused. This is in our hands now. For God's sake, what am I doing? Really, really complacent now, as I've now lost both of my front wing end plates. As yeah, still really not regretting the fact that I took realistic damage off this weekend. Yeah, driving like a prat at the minute. Even though I'm fast, I'm not driving very well at all.
You're losing 3 seconds a lap to Button. We need to see a response quickly.
Well, yep, here we go. Finally on our way in. I think Pirelli have made this weekend's tyres out of cheese. Yeah, that was horrible towards the end there. Yeah, going to be very thankful to get these off and get onto a set of option tyres, but I am going to have to change my front wing after those two mistakes. So let's see where Alonso is. Obviously Button's going to go past, Heifeld's going to go past, Kubica's probably going to go past. Okay, no, Kubica into the pits. Vettel goes past. Is this Alonso coming round us now? Is it Alonso?
Track is clear. Track is clear.
Doesn't look like Alonso. It's Maldonado. So Maldonado has rejoined in the lead. I can't believe I'm saying that. He's still in the net lead of this race. Perez still has someone behind him. Who is it? Oh, Perez!
2 stops remaining.
The Minister of Defence. He's holding back Alonso for us. What a legend.
The car ahead is running on the prime tyre. We have an advantage here.
Well, Perez saving my bacon once again. Thank you very much, Sergio. Actually doing us a favour for once. And yeah, we probably, without Perez, would have rejoined behind Alonso and lost the lead of this race. But with 5 seconds behind Maldonado, we got fresh options, so we should be a lot quicker than him. But like I've been saying, it is going to be very hard to overtake. So yeah, it's looking good for Maldonado at the minute. Oh no, Vettel pulling up now as well. Vettel pulling up. Horrific scenes for Red Bull. Another reliability issue, especially for Vettel, as he is in the lead of this race. Maybe he's got a puncture. I didn't quite see as I passed him. But yeah, that's another DNF for Red Bull. Double DNF here in Singapore. And that is a horrific end to this weekend for them. Both in the lead of the race, and they're now both out with a mechanical failure. A serious inquiry is going to be taking place down at Red Bull. That is, oh god, very lucky I didn't smash my front wing there, but I did smash the rear of my car. And take that as you will, as Maldonado going a little bit defensive, defending against the Ghost. Clearly you can see he's on prime tyres at the moment, but
just posted the fastest lap of the race.
he's clearly going long into this stint. I have a really, really bad feeling he could be trying a 2-stop when I'm on a 4-stop. So that would not be good, would it? That would really, really not be good if he stays out here. But we are genuinely fighting for the lead of this race now. I was going to say, whilst Vettel was still in this race, that we are seeing quite a lot of strategies, a lot of different strategies play out, but obviously Vettel, his car, had other ideas. Is that Maldonado? He's got a puncture! Maldonado's got a puncture as well. He's coming to a stop, so it is the tyres that aren't holding up. Oh, that's such a shame for Maldonado out of this race. He had a serious chance of winning today's race. That is a huge shame for him. What are the AI doing with their tyres? Clearly not coming in when they're meant to be. To be fair, I don't quite know how Maldonado managed to get 8 laps out of his options, but yeah, only managing to get 8.5 out of his prime. So yeah, just a really bad day all round for the AI. It's really falling into my lap here as we've got our pit stop.
Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
This lap. Thank you, Andy. Well, that was pretty sketchy, that final sector, trying to get in on these tyres, as here we go, our third pit stop of the day, and Alonso is following us in this time. I'm pretty sure he won't have a front wing change this time. No, I can't see it. As a Button goes past us in the McLaren, it looks like Heidfeld's staying out as well. So, yeah, not quite sure what they're doing strategy-wise. Looks like there's going to be another person passing us. I assume that's Kubica. Yeah, it is. Up into P3. As Alonso. Oh God, stay within the white line. Luckily didn't get caught out there, as Massa is going to make his way past us as well, as just ahead of our former teammate. Just ahead of our former teammate, Kamui Kobayashi, enjoying life with his new team. So fair play to him. We're actually going to be under pressure here. Didn't have the best exit out of that corner there, but should be able to stick ahead of the Japanese driver here. Yeah, nice and easy. He's trying his best to make his way past, but to no avail. So next we got Fernando's teammate up ahead, Felipe Massa. He's going to be putting on a pretty stark defence to not let us through and hold us up. Well, that that defence didn't last very long, did it? It did just say Rosberg's out in front, but Heidfeld is running with Rosberg's AI, just to note. Yeah, we've rejoined ahead of Button, miles ahead of Button actually, and Alonso miles behind now. But, yeah, he's at horrific pace. Well, clearly my favourite word of today is horrific. Sorry, I was trying to come up with this on the fly. Yeah, Alonso not having the most pace ever, but for him, if he can stay in P2 and Hamilton's well out of the points, that's a job well done for him. So he's probably not trying too hard. He's just trying to consolidate that P2. But it is looking ever so sweet for us. Only 11 laps to go here in Singapore. Let's just bring this home now. Not by doing that. Well, there go Kubica and Heidfeld into the pits. We are going to regain P1. So Heidfeld clearly putting on a set of options. I was starting to think that maybe Heidfeld and Kubica could just be on one more stop like us, but if Heidfeld's putting options on, surely they've got another one on top of that. So it's looking better by the lap here. We got one more lap, sorry, until our stop. The gap to Alonso is ever increasing. So yeah, got 10 laps to go until potentially our second win of our career. Hopefully I haven't given myself the commentator's curse. Okay, Alonso not joining us in the pits this lap, obviously staying another lap out there. So Button goes past 2. Looks like Heidfeld's going to get us as well, up into third. New set of primes should easily get us to the end. But you saw how bad the tyres were feeling towards the end of our first prime stint. There's Kubica's going to get out just ahead of us here. The pit lane exit is very sketchy here.
Tyres still need to get up to temperature.
But yeah, that is our strategy complete. Hopefully we don't have to come into the pits again, because I literally don't believe we have any fresh tyres remaining. So this is it now. We've rejoined in P5, but I'm pretty certain everyone ahead of us.
Be careful when overtaking. They should let you through.
Pretty certain everyone ahead of us is yet to pit again. So we are 7 laps away now. Let's just keep it going. Stay focused. Alright, here we go. The rest of the field ahead of us are in for their pit stop. And look at that. We're going to regain the lead. Thank you very much. We are miles ahead of the rest of them. As Massa and Kobayashi go just ahead. Surely they're not staying out until the end. That would be a madness if those two manage to get on the podium with us. To be honest, I'm a little bit upset, because imagine if we were battling with Pastor Maldonado for the race win today. One of us in a Sauber, one of us in a Williams. 2 midfield cars battling out for the race win. That would have been a beautiful sight. But maybe another day, maybe another time, Pastor will get the opportunity to potentially have a go at winning a race. But yeah, we've only got 5.5 laps to go until we could be a 2-time race winner in Formula 1. Let's bring her home. Oh dear. Right, now is not the time to be complacent. Here we go, the final lap of the Singapore Grand Prix. I haven't really checked in since we last spoke, as yeah, I've really wanted to focus for these last 5 or so laps. Sadly, Massa and Kobayashi did come in, and that was a lap of 27, so they won't be joining us on the podium today. It will be myself, fingers crossed, Alonso and Button. So I know we should talk about ourselves, but Alonso here, with Hamilton, I believe, out of the points, he could have a 70-point gap as we head to Japan next time out. There'll be 5 races to go, and yeah, it will basically be all but finished in the championship standings. But ourselves, a 2nd race win in our new team, Sauber. I'm feeling like part of the furniture here already. It's been such a good season. I know you guys are probably going to say, oh, this is definitely not legend difficulty. I promise you, it is legend difficulty. This game is notoriously easy. It's not been as much of a challenge as I wanted it to be. But you know what? The next couple of seasons are going to be really tough. So we're just going to take it. We're going to take it as it comes. We're going to take the 2nd race victory in our careers. We haven't even needed to use Kerr's last 2 corners. We are a 2-time race winner in 2011. Get in there, come on!
Fantastic race. Congratulations on the win. That's 25 points.
Yes! Thank you, Andy. A little bit of emotion out of him today. I just had to get on the top step of the podium to do so. In the end, a pretty dominant win. We kind of got robbed of a good battle with Webber at the start of the race, and then Maldonado, who clearly was on a really good strategy, but his tyres just couldn't hold on in there for him, which is a huge shame, because Williams, they do deserve it. But 3rd to 1st place, what a performance from us. I'm absolutely elated with that. And a 2nd race win of the season. Wow, I'm buzzing. Fernando Alonso is also going to be buzzing. Like I said, I don't think Hamilton's in the points. No, he isn't. So it is going to be a 70-point lead of the championship for Fernando Alonso. He is roaring towards being a 4-time world champion. But Lewis Hamilton's teammate Jenson Button joins us on the podium, so well done to him. Nick Heidfeld, another good showing, deputising in the Mercedes after Michael Schumacher's shock retirement. Robert Kubica and Vitaly Petrov, the two Renaults, up in P5 and P6, so that's a good haul of points for them. Felipe Massa in 7th, Nico Rosberg 8th, Kobayashi 9th, who I do actually believe got the fastest lap towards the end there, and Sergio Perez, my teammate, thankfully in the points as well, so well done to him. He helped us out massively, holding up Alonso during the middle of the race. So yeah, I will be giving him a nice fat kiss in the paddock. Jaime Alguersuari missing out in the Toro Rosso. He's in 11th place, Adrian Sutil 12th, Daniel Ricciardo 13th, and Brosio again a decent showing from last to 14th. Lewis Hamilton, yeah, he was the one with the missing front wing at the start, and he's finished in 15th today. Yeah, another one to forget for my fellow Brit. Danny Close 16th, Jarno Trulli 17th, can't match the heroics he pulled off last season. Heikki Kovalainen 18th, Senna 19th, Sam Bird 20th, and here we go, the DNFers today, both the Williams and both the Red Bulls. So that was clearly a team decision there, a strategic decision to try a bit of a left field strategy. But yeah, the tyres clearly had other ideas, sadly, for those two teams. So it's going to be a double DNF for both teams here today. All right. Well, what a race, what a feeling. I am over the moon to be a two-time race winner. So, yeah, just can't put it into words, really. But what we can put into words is the championship standings. Let's go take a look at them. Alright, here are the standings after today's Singapore Grand Prix. As we said, Fernando Alonso 70 points now ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, 5 races to go. This could be done by Korea if it keeps going Alonso's way. So yeah, let's see what happens in Japan next time out. Lots more movers up the order. Jenson Button moving up into that top 3 ahead of Mark Webber today, and Felipe Massa moving ahead of Vettel to get into 5th, and myself after my second race victory ahead of Michael Schumacher. And we're 5 points behind Sebastian Vettel now, which is crazy. Some other things to note, you will see Nick Heidfeld, after 4 races since Schumacher's retirement, he is now ahead of Nico Rosberg on the countback, which is incredible. Obviously, Nico Rosberg, he ended the season on 209 points last season, and he's only on 32. So he's having a real struggle this season. Some other movers, Sergio Perez ahead of Nico Hulkenberg, also on countback, and Kobayashi today scoring 3 points after finishing 9th and getting the fastest lap. In the Constructors, Ferrari lead the way by 56 points ahead of McLaren. Red Bull, another no points showing for them today. Mercedes in 4th. We're only, 32 points behind Mercedes now, and the gap between us and Mercedes and the gap between us and Renault is nearly equal. So we're in the right trajectory for sure. Couple of firsts today. Mark Webber's first pole position of the season, Kobayashi and Force India's first fastest lap of the season, but it is my second win. What a race. We equaled it from last season and more. So Singapore clearly becoming one of my favourite circuits very, very quickly. So yeah, there's nothing I can really ask for other than that. So yeah, let's see what we can do in Japan next time. We did struggle there last season, especially in qualifying, so we'll be trying to make reparations there. But yeah, if you did enjoy that race, please leave a like and subscribe if you would like to see what happens in these last 5 races of the season. Fernando Alonso romping away with this one this season. But I'll see you guys in Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. Take care.